Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to EIA Social Media Workshop Series. I'm Dr. Siding Luo, EIA Executive Manager of Partnership and Engagement. As a Texas-registered private higher education provider, EIA delivers premier higher education degree program in Melbourne. We offer a dynamic Bachelor of Marketing degree for local and international students. In EIA's Bachelor of Marketing course, EIA students will experience the latest marketing discipline knowledge and the digital technology combined with extensive industry practice and experience. So our Bachelor of Marketing course is digital marketing focus and career focus. The purpose of this 3 mini series workshop is to introduce you to social media and digital marketing, and to help everyone familiar with EIA Bachelor of Marketing course and its units. I know today's audience including different background of students. We have students who are currently studying degree course, want to have an overview of digital marketing. And we have a cohort of students from offshore partners, Huashan International College. Welcome. Also, we have many attendants who are agents or students from other colleges and universities. Thanks for joining. We hope you have an enjoyable time. Today, we feel honored to have Professor Dicky Shek here to give us the first workshop session. Professor Dicky Shek is the Honorary Vice President of Greater Bay Business School and the Professor of Practice in the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He is now also the Academic Advisor of EIA. Professor Dicky Shek is a scholar cum business leader in the technology industry with more than 25 years of academic, executive, and management experience for Greater China and Asia Pacific regions. Before joining the academia, he has worked for a number of startups and Fortune Global 500 companies, including IBM, Compaq Computer, Dell, Cisco System, and NTT Group. Today, he will give us a workshop on web evolution and its impact on digital marketing. Let's welcome Professor Dicky Shek.
Thank you, Dr. Law. So can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So first of all, it's my pleasure to join this webinar, and thank you for Dr. Law's invitation. I'm very glad to give a guest talk for EIA and the relevant students. And in fact, thanks Dr. Law again. For the first place, I want to introduce myself, but actually Dr. Law has already helped summarize a lot of my background. So in fact, I mainly I have several hats. Okay, I am the Honorary for the Greater Bay Area Business School, the Professor of Practice in the Polytechnic Hong Kong, and I am also the adjunct professor of the Huashan College, Guangdong University of Finance and Economics, and also I'm the external examiner of Hong Kong Youth Race. And last but not least, I'm also the academic advisor for EIA. Okay, so this is a new appointment for EIA. So in fact, before I joined the academia, I've been working for the IT and telecom industry for many years. And then I have a very diversified interest in teaching, research, and consultancy. And today I will talk about a topic related to digital marketing. And here's the main content. And to me, it will be a little bit challenging because I have only around 45 minutes to talk about this topic. Usually, when I talk this topic, it can be a whole course. And last time when I talked about something related to digital marketing, I spent 3 hours at this. So maybe a little bit challenge for me. I hope after this short seminar, you have a rough idea, a fundamental idea about digital marketing, digital media, red evolution, And last but not the least, you have an overall picture how we can integrate both online and offline marketing channels. Okay. So I guess most of you are quite young and you are very familiar with all the digital media, and maybe even some of you will be much better than our age group. And but before we have web, we have digital media. Here I summarize the major channel, okay, that we are using for marketing, including print media such as newspaper, magazine, broadcast media, including TV, video. Direct mailing is a very old marketing channel. Right now, we call it direct marketing, but at that time we send letter, we send catalog to a lot of target audience, and display packaging event. Some of the very big company will sponsor different big event like Olympic camp, Formula Run, and lastly, personal selling, full field sales. These are the traditional marketing channel we have before we have digital. Now we have a lot of digital media. So what is digital marketing? So actually, digital marketing is the marketing of product or services using digital technology, mainly through the web. But of course, right now, if you come across many new textbooks, digital marketing is more than web marketing. I would say that because we are getting more and more digital device and digital technology. But at this moment, web marketing or digital marketing is still very important, okay, on the web platform due to the its unique features. First of all, ubiquity. I would say that unlike the traditional marketing, so the web actually is available everywhere at any time. So this is the term for ubiquity. Global reach. So by using the digital marketing channel, we can reach almost all the online audience in the world. Okay, the target audience, unlike traditional marketing, our target audience becomes the whole online population. Okay. Thirdly, is about richness. Different type of rich media, including text, picture, audio, video. And I will say that in the coming time, probably we will have a lot of VR and AR technology appear in our web marketing platform. Interactivity. So instead of one-way communication in the old time, right now we can have a multi-rate communication, such as the B2B, B2C, C2C, or P2P. I guess you will come across this term in many marketing subjects. So at the end, it makes the communication much easier and more interactive. Information density is another very important feature that means in the web. Okay, so we are able to place huge amount of information, but easily being searched by our target audience. So unlike in the old days when we want to put information in a leaflet, in a letter, or in some of the marketing material, even TV ad. So usually we have a very limited capacity, okay, or space. But right now, over the web, actually we can paste a lot of information. And then with public indexing or search engine, actually audience is very easy to find the information they need. Okay. And use of personalization and customization. So again, because of the technology, so right now it's easier, very easier for us to personalize or customize different information or offering to a different customer according to their profile, according to their historical transaction, based on all kind of the criteria. So I guess you will come across other core subject when you, for example, you can make use of marketing analytics. So that once you analyze your target market customer or your historical customer, actually it can by making use of different criteria or historical information, so we can personalize or customize our web marketing information. Social technology, I guess all of you are very familiar. Basically, it's the use of different social media. And last, but not the least, I guess one of the major and most important information why we did digital marketing, because of data. Okay, so in the old day, I guess while we are marketing stuff, so usually it's one way, and it costs a lot of resources or money to capture data. But right now, through digital marketing, particularly over the web, the most important purpose is to capture data. After we have data, we can make use of all kinds of analytics method or tools, and then we can improve our marketing effectiveness further on. So I think data, to me, is most important. Okay, during the marketing in the digital media. Okay, so I get this unique feature. I would say that over the web marketing are so important. So I hope all of you can have some idea of this feature and uniqueness. So here I want to give you an idea. This is the most updated figure in early this year, 2020, and this is the global digital advertising market. Okay, only advertising, and if we're talking about the whole digital marketing market, is much bigger. So you will see that actually it's already hundreds billions in the size of in the magnitude of 100 billions US dollar. Okay, over the world. So actually you can easily find out this figure in every country. So given such situation, the market is getting bigger and bigger in the digital marketing area. Okay, so that's why right now I think in the academic world, in the business world, digital marketing is very, very important and getting much more important. Okay. Okay, so I want to give you an idea. In fact, digital marketing has a close relationship with the web evolution. Okay, and we have a Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, and maybe right now we are just starting to use 5G level. But in fact, okay, before we have web, okay, before we have 2G or 3G, okay, well, so we use traditional marketing. But after we have 2G, probably around many years ago, okay, and then almost 20 years probably. So we became a Web 1, Web 1.0, okay. So at that time, Web 1.0, we focus on content, and we publish and broadcast the information, usually at that time still one-way communication. So right now, I would say that a lot of business and organizations are still using the Web 1 platform. So we just show information, okay? And then when we move to 3G, around 2001, I would say that, 2001, something like that. So we became as a Web 2.0. At that time, all the mobile phone changed. And we start to use a mobile phone, we have social media, and most of the new internet company, they appears and focus on user generated content. And instead of one-way communication, there will be a two-way interactive communication. So typical example of the such internet company, including Facebook, YouTube. Okay. And then, although we are using, we are now in 4G and 4.5G actually, and we just started 5G this year, and the web platform has been changed. So right now, okay, fun content, sharing, user-generated content, and the focus right now became intelligent or behavioral interacting. Okay, these two keywords. So instead of B2B or B2C, so we emphasize on the peer-to-peer communication. Okay, and right now you find out there's a lot of Internet of Things device, so it's getting more and more. And another term, so maybe you can come across, we call it the Internet of People. So a lot of device communication, a lot of human communication. However, I would say that it's still in evolution. Okay, and this is I would say so far we don't have a very mature website on Web3. So there is some feature appearing, but not so mature at the moment. Okay. So here maybe I will show you some of the sample in Web 1, Web 2, or Web 3. Okay, but due to the time, I will choose some classical example. Okay, so maybe in the future you will come across many other examples. Okay, so I think the first example for Web 1.0 platform is banner ads. So far, still one of the greatest or dominant tools in digital marketing. So so whenever we come across some website or mobile apps, so a lot of banner appear here. So something like that. Okay. So however, banner ads the response rate is very low. So for our study is around it's less than 1%. Okay, in terms of the marketing conversion. Okay, so this is but still very dominating in the digital marketing platform channels. The second one is similar to banner apps, but actually we call it the sponsorship. Okay, some company will pay some money, we call sponsor, to a section of website. Okay, so something like that. Okay, and some of them call content sponsorship. Okay, it not only provide money in return for name association, but also participate in providing the content itself. So you will see that a lot of the social media right now, they will actually like a virtual store, I would say that. So they have a website and then they will rent some space to different company. Okay, so they instead of call it a rental, they call it a sponsor. Okay, so it sounds better. I think I would say that. Pop-ups very familiar, I guess, of you. And this is the app that appear when certain sites are accessed. I guess getting, I was quite interesting to see in this 1 or 2 years. So whenever we come up with different mobile apps, okay, there's a lot of pop-ups right now. Okay. However, when using the pop-ups, we need to be very careful because sometimes it can cause some negative effect on the consumer side because it's quite irritating. Okay, because whenever we want to find out some urgent information, there's a pop-up, and then at the end we need to spend maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds to rate the pop to disappear. So this is quite irritating. Okay. Paid search, very familiar as to many company. So particular one of the major source of income for Google and Yahoo is the paid search. Okay, and if you are working in many big company, So whenever you, for example, you use a keyword camera, okay, to search the Google, and at the end maybe you want to find the Canon camera. So when you, okay, when sometimes you find that how come when I want to search Canon and then I need to page down, and page down, probably it will appear to the number 4 or number 5 pages. Okay, because for Google, okay, you need to pay money in order to raise your website earlier. Okay, so sometimes when you will see that instead of this pay app, for example, when you want your company to appear earlier, so you will buy keywords and will pay money to Google so that the website will rank your company earlier. Okay, the more keyword you pay, the higher probability for the consumer to find your company. Okay, this is one of the major income for Google and Yahoo and other search engines. Okay, and even when every time when you click the link, okay, to enter you to the company website, so there's the additional pay per click money that the company need to pay. Okay, this is quite interesting. Sometimes I've come when I was working in many multinational companies, a lot of employees, okay, they like to key in the company name in Google and then click the link back into the company website. So every time when you click, and then the company need to pay more money. Okay, so sometimes I will ask the staff, okay, instead of use Google to find back the company website, please directly key in the company website, okay, in order to save some money. Don't look the money lead down, because for multinational company, probably we have 100,000 of employees. So every day when they click the company through the Google, okay, and to enter the company website, the per case expenses very huge, I would say that. And then when we move from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, okay, so we can have rich media, okay, terms right now you may be quite familiar. So rich media includes element of video, audio, and other engaging element, pictures, something like that. Okay, and there will be more media, I would say that, including, as I said before, VR or even NR medias. So, and then for which media, so there's two, I think, very important elements. One is the video on demand, okay, another is web visuals. I guess you right now you are quite familiar with all these channels, and sometimes we as a business organization, we can make use of those online commercial video on demand or even web visuals. Okay, we can do some interactive video, okay, and to be based in different commercial channels. So when we enter into Web 2, we have a lot of social media, social network. Okay, so it allows the creation and exchange of the user-generated content, and also is very good for us to educate the consumer about the products, brand or service, okay, etc. Okay, so this is one of the there's a lot of right now we have a lot of social networking website, okay, and apart from that, here this table I to show you the different type of new media, and I guess the most of you are not new, again, for most of you, okay, but compared to the traditional marketing, okay, so this is something I would say that still right now a lot of traditional company, very big company, they are still very new in using this type of medias. Okay, and maybe email is okay, but sometimes even social networking or not to mention about online gaming or VR. Okay, those are pretty new channel that as a marketer we need to consider. Okay, so this diagram I want to show you the landscape of the different social media. Okay, this is web 1. Okay, focus on conversation. Web 1 or web 2. Okay, on one hand we focus on conversation, on the other hand we focus on interaction. Okay. Okay, some reason. Okay, consumers' reason for using social media, they want to share idea, and a lot of consumer and individual want to take control. Okay, and then it become very popular that a lot of consumer and individuals they want to earn some money through the social media. They want to share their 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 information or even through the social media, they can operate some small business or services. And I guess there are several platforms right now for business. We are putting a lot of emphasis. Okay, Facebook. Okay, although a lot of young people became start a lot to get rid of Facebook, but right now Facebook is still one of the biggest social network that a lot of company will put their advertising money in that platform. Okay, and you will, if you use Facebook very frequently, you will find that there's a huge amount of advertising going on. Okay, in Facebook. Okay, in so even as an organization, we also need to establish a dedicated website or a page in Facebook. Like our Great GBA Business School, we just established our Facebook, okay, dedicated page, okay, here. LinkedIn I also is very another very important social network, particularly for business professionals. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have opened a LinkedIn account. Okay, so if you don't have, I highly recommend most of you. Okay, you can open a LinkedIn account right now, and then once you are graduate from the school, okay, so LinkedIn is a very good platform for you to find your job. Okay, because right now a lot of company they will place their job opening in LinkedIn. Okay, and for Facebook usually we will focus a lot on personal stuff. For LinkedIn usually we will focus on business stuff. Okay, so sometimes for marketing, as a marketer, we need to diversify. Okay, if we are focusing on consumer, probably we will put more effort in Facebook. But if we are focused on business, okay, B2B stuff, so probably we will focus more on the LinkedIn. Okay, these are the two very important platforms. Again, for our Great GBA Business School, we also established our dedicated page in LinkedIn as well. Okay, YouTube. I guess you are not. You are also very familiar with that. And then right now, so for individuals and for a lot of business organizations, we will put some marketing video over the YouTube. Okay, and sometimes as a business, we also hire KOL, the YouTubers, to do some soft selling. Okay, instead of direct selling over this channel. And I guess YouTube is another very revolutionary impact, because in the old day when we have a very good marketing video, the only channel that we will put is the TV. But right now, even buying TV time is very expensive. But right now, for a lot of organizations, given the limited budgets, we will still, okay, shooting a video, but we will put on YouTube or other social media, okay? So that if I get the effect is quite influential, okay, at this moment. Instagram, I guess, another very popular social web. I just want to highlight. And then Snapchat is getting increasing attraction by a lot of consumers as well. Okay, so as I said, Web3 is just I would say that in evolution. So we have some company, they trying to begin some feature and enter into Web3 platform. Okay. However, I want to highlight that there are some enabling technology, 5G, AI, big data. Because in Web3, the keywords, as I said, intelligent. Okay. So we want to have some kind of intelligence over the website. Okay. So by making use of this kind of intelligence, we have no choice. We will use some AI tools and applying a lot of analytics over the big data. Okay, we can collect a lot of data internally, externally, and over different platforms. And another very important technology is 5G, because under 5G, the speed, okay, the bandwidth, the lead time has a lot of improvement. So, I would say that in the next 5 or 10 years, the web, the digital marketing will come a lot of new revolution. So I cannot tell you how we can change at this moment, because there will be a lot of new device, different device. So including the driverless car, it can be workable under 5G or 5.5G, I would say that. Okay, given the secure and the shortened lead time. Okay, and another change is the home appliance. Maybe over 5 years, you will see that almost all the home appliance will be connected to the car. Okay, so at that time, a lot of communication between all the mobile device. Okay, or the Internet of Things device, I would say the IoT device. Okay. And the integration, there's a lot of integration with real-time data, a lot of rich social interaction, and the marketing will focus on a lot of personalized or behavioral area, I would say that. And there will be a lot of automated marketing, okay, or activity, okay. And that you will see that there's a new term called intelligent marketing. Okay, so the idea is more integrated, more personalized, more relevant, more accurate, real-time, proactive. And this is new term, and I will see that maybe over the next 3 or 5 years, we will have a new subject called intelligent marketing, making use of a lot of different technology, okay, and analytics, okay. And I guess for the forthcoming, we will have online virtual shopping mall or online virtual trade shows, something like that. Okay, think about that. If you are interested in technology or interest in being entrepreneurs, okay, so think about how we can make use of the new technology to begin some new stuff. Okay. So here is a summary and a comparison between the 3 web platforms, I would say that. The first one, the focus, I hope that you can understand, okay, so right now, we still have Web 1 platform for many companies, Web 2 platforms are a lot of social media, and we have some Web 3, okay? platform for some innovative company. Okay, the focus is shifting from organization to community and to individuals. Okay, and then in terms of the communication aspect, so Web 1 we focus on broadcasting content. Web 2 we are focusing on interactive communication between business and consumer and customer. And Web 3 we want the customer, we want the audience become more engaged. Okay, and the audience or consumer, they will invest their time or resources in the Web3 platform. Okay, sorry. And in terms of the search, Web 1 we use directory, okay, and then Web 2 usually we use keywords, tags, etc. And Web 3 the concept is totally different. We are talking about the context. We are talking about the relevance. Okay, and then probably a lot of automatic or proactive push to the customer. And advertising, we are shifting from banner, interactive stuff, and behavioral stuff. Okay, so this is totally evolutionary change for marketing and advertising concepts. Okay, and then let's come back to the social media. So we are talking a lot of different tools, okay, and there's a concept. Okay, first of all, pay media is talking about the business need to pay money in order to do the marketing. Okay, so the pay media, you're going to search advertising, display advertising, social media advertising, email broadcasting, or sometimes you pay money to YouTuber or KOLs, or even mobile internet advertising. Okay, another one is owned. Okay, that means the company need to build their own media. Right now, the company website is extremely important, even more important than the company office. We can have virtual office right now. A lot of internet company, they can have mobile office, they can have virtual office, but they cannot have good websites. Okay, so I still find out a lot of big companies, they have very poor designed website. Okay, but right now, when we come into the company website, you give the audience or consumer a perception whether the company is good or not. Okay, so sometimes we can judge by the company website. Okay, and also once the company have their very good, well designed website, and I guess the social media. Okay, so we can make use of different popular social media. We need to establish different dedicated page on that social media, like Facebook, YouTube, etc. Okay, or even WeChat. Okay, in China. Okay, so and lastly, for consumer right now, so mobile platform became more dominating than the computer platform. So we need to have mobile apps, particularly if we want to do some transaction, okay, to directly with the consumer. So mobile is another very important on the digital media. Lastly, I guess is very important aspect is the ended media. So we don't need to pay money, okay, and we don't need to invest from financial corporate, but we need to invest a lot of effort. Okay, and this is the most sophisticated aspect, the ended platform. So we need to earn very good reviews, okay, from a lot of social media like review websites, we need to establish a very good public relationship or public image. Okay, and lastly, we need to and okay, not meeting coverage from the business point of view. So instead, okay, so this fee aspect. So as a marketer, so it's very easy for us as long as we have a very good or sufficient budget. It's not difficult for us to do pay advertising or pay marketing. Okay, for on the medium platform. So again, it's not okay. Given that we have sufficient budget and human resources, again, it's another platform that we can do it. However, so I would say that as a marketer, as the business leader, right now, we need to spend a lot of effort on the earned media. Okay, we may not be, we don't need to pay some actual money, but sometimes we need to pay a lot of efforts. Okay, not only the marketing people, but all the business leaders. So sometimes you will come across a lot of very well-known business leaders. They have they make use of their social media. They try to establish their own image. Okay, particularly for those CEO, okay, they try to earn the a very good public image meeting coverage through their own social media accounts. Okay, so this is something that we need to focus. So lastly, given that we have the digital media, a lot of digital marketing channel, I want to say marketers should mix and match communication option to reach the target audience. Okay, this is a picture I want to show you. So sometimes, okay, we have pinned advertising too. Even we have digital channels, we will still use some traditional channel like pinned advertising, and we will have outdoor advertising, and we also have some digital advertising. Okay, like some digital display on the street or on the transportation, etc., or even mobile, of course. And lastly, I want to give you show you this online offline marketing presents map. I would say that. So this is the very fundamental for all the organization. So we need to have website, we need to have email, we need to make use of social media, and last, we also still make use of offline media. So in each of the persons, okay, so we establish different platforms. Their website, we have traditional website, mobile apps, okay, and for the website, we need to have about-based search function, display function. Sometimes we need to do some sponsorship for other social media, and by email we can send email broadcast. Okay, but again, when you come across CRM or other analytics stuff, I highly recommend that you don't broadcast all the newsletter to everyone. We need to be selective. Right now, I guess a lot of marketers, because it's free, when sending email is free, you don't need to pay money. So they try to send all the email to all the audience. So this is the effect is not good. Okay, we need to selective. Social media. So we need to put or make use of all kind of important social media, and in order to reach our target audience. Okay, we focus on conversion, engagement, share information, and even giving advice. And in the future, probably we need to make have somewhat engaging activity over the social media. And lastly, offline media still useful. particularly if you have a good budget or big budget. So we use offline medium for education, for exposure, and for branding. Okay, so I guess this person's map is very important for all the marketer to take a look when we want to evaluate the success of the existing organization. Okay, so I guess the time is, I think, due to the time, so I will stop here and see if you have any feedback or question. Okay.
There any questions from anyone? Feel free to ask, please. So please unmute yourself if you have any questions. Harris.
Hi. Question?
Yep. Any questions?
Yep, I've got one.
So please go with it.
Okay. Dr. Shek, thank you for your marvelous presentation. I'm wondering if you can give us an overview of how algorithms work.
Sorry, I can't catch you. There's some breaking up. So sorry. So can you repeat?
I'm sorry. Is that a little better?
Yes, get better now. Sorry.
Okay. I'm wondering. Thank you, Dr. Shek. I'm wondering if you can give an overview of how algorithms work.
Algorithm work. Wow. You mean some algorithm from the technical point of view?
In very simple terms, if I've bought a pair of shoes, when I go onto social media the next day, suddenly ads for shoes appears. Why does that happen?
Okay. Okay. I guess. Wow. Really, I guess this is a very good question. And for my topic, I'm focused on very high levels. Okay. So actually, I will not touch about the algorithm point of view. But okay. So sometimes, okay, your scenario is that when the source appears, and it just actually I cannot catch your scenario. Sorry again.
A lot of advertising to be personalized and behavioral relies on data being collected about people, and that data being used by algorithms in order to be able to push advertising to them. Correct?
Yeah. Based on some consumers, the background,
Yeah. So I'm wondering how those algorithms actually work.
Oh, okay. Well, you are asking a very technical question. Okay. So maybe I want to share some because actually I'm not a technical guy. I'm not focused on programming. Okay. And right now, I would say that there's a lot of simple analytical AI tools, okay, over the web platform, okay. So usually when we are running a business, okay, we will try to buy some of the well-established AI algorithm. Okay, for example, if I want to give some recommendation of our target audience. Okay, so we will base on the previous browsing history. or previous transactional history. Okay, for example, if they try to they have browsed some sportwear, okay, but we are selling shoes, so we will try to push, okay, some of the sporty shoes for them. Okay, but I think, but sometimes I would say that I will comment that the algorithm sometimes not so good from the consumer point of view, because I have just buy a sporty shoes and then you recommend another sporty shoe for me. This is not a good algorithm.
Correct.
Okay, so sometimes, so that's why as a business student or business professor, we are not programmer. We need to instruct the technical people to change the algorithm. Okay, it's another way. If a consumer, they browse the sportwear, so it's good for you to give suggestion for sports shoes. But however, if they just bought sports shoes, so probably you need to recommend another type of shoes. Okay, instead of recommending the same logic. So this is something. Thank you for reading your question. So when we come across some marketing analytics, okay, sometimes it's the logic, common sense, that make the whether algorithm is working or not. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Riz. Thank you, Dick. Any other questions?
So, hi, Professor Dicky Shek. I got a question. Yeah, so I really appreciate your today's workshop. I have learned a lot, and but my background is education. So as currently I realize that the digital marketing have a lot of combined with the combination with the education. So I always worry about this, and I have about the negative impact on education. So my question is, do you think there is a fear that the use of social media could negatively impact on the education? Yeah, so I'm really curious. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for your question. So a very good question. So I also discovered many people about that. So in fact, particularly in the previous several months, so we need to use online platform for teaching. Okay?
Yeah.
And actually for most of the professors, right, come across many challenge in delivering the class over the online platform or social medias. Okay.
Yes.
And I would say that from my personal experience, I found that it's easier for us to deliver some factual stuff over the digital platform. However, if you want to do some more high-level intellectual stuff, okay, over the social media platform, is difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. So by that means, I will say that so it really depends on what kind of content we want to deliver. If we want to just teach the students some very factual stuff,
yes,
okay,
yes.
Maybe I guess a digital medium or digital platform is good.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so I just want to, for example, programming. I just teach the student how to do some coding. So this is very factual.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. However, if we want to talk about strategic management, we want to strategy. Sometimes we want to make use of interactive activity in order to inspire the student.
Yeah.
I guess digital platform is not enough.
Yeah, thank you. I really agree with you on that, because I realize that the digital media is just better for a additional platform, because I realize that education is also very important for the from interaction, because teacher and the students we should build up a kind of the dialogue. I think is very important. Thank you, Professor. I really like the answer. Thanks.
Thank you. I want to maybe I want to add a little bit because I'm teaching another subject called knowledge management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's two terms I want maybe all the students to write it down. When talking about knowledge, we have two categories. One is explicit knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is tacit knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
If want to deliver explicit knowledge, that means that those knowledge is being codified. Okay.
Okay.
It's no problem to deliver it over the digital platform.
Yeah.
However, if you want to teach the student or actually to deliver or communicate with tacit knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess digital platform is not okay. So we got this digital tacit knowledge. Usually, one of the very common approach for communicate with tacit knowledge is coaching.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes that's why when we need face-to-face, because the student need to learn the tacit knowledge, full observation, full experience. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just that's something that we can do over the digital.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you both. Any more questions? Please unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Hi, Professor. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly.
Yeah. Here's my question. For example, me and my wife are using the same account of the online shopping website, and she buys a lot of women's stuff, the women items. And next time when I log on the website, it always introduces me to buy the women's stuff. So do you think it's an intrusion of personal privacy? Yeah, it always confused me.
Okay, so very good, maybe good question of feedback. So I would say that you have a very good observation. Right now, a lot of social media or even e-commerce website, they are not doing good in terms of digital marketing. Okay, even those very big ones like Taobao, okay, or even I would say that because they try to make use of a lot of AI stuff or a lot of algorithm. But as William just asked before, because they are being maybe the business manager, they don't involve a lot in those algorithms. Okay, because they don't know those digital stuff. Okay, and it's only the programmer to do that such kinds of recommendation based on the behaviors, but the logic is not wrong. Good, it's not right. Okay, so it will cause a lot of irritating to consumer. Okay, so that's why I guess we still don't have a good enough digital marketer right now in this business world. So that's why you need to understand the existing situation. Okay, and there's a lot of the different tools that we can make use of. Yes, however, how to make it better, how to use it better is our job. Is your job in futures. Okay, so I agree with you. Your observation is good. Sometimes they are not doing a good job at this moment. Okay, so I hope.
Thank you, Professor.
I hope after you have taken a number of digital marketing subjects, you will learn how to make it better. Okay, in future.
Thank you.
Thank you both. I also think it's a very good question. That's the future of digital marketing, and more AI technology should be involved. That when the device can recognize your face, he will know that it's not you, it's not your wife, it's you.
So maybe I can also share with some of my. I'm not a programming or technical people, okay, but I know the technology. Sometimes I need to spend times to talk to those programmers, okay. So and sometimes we need to tell them the logic or algorithm, okay, how to make the filtering or selection better, okay. And this is some subject that usually we will discuss, like business analytics or business intelligence. So something that we don't need to teach the student to coding, but they just need to understand the coding, and then they can communicate well with the programmer how to do a proper analytics or filtering in order to good recommendation to the target audience. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Shek. Thank you, everyone. I think it's a marvelous presentation. Not only provide us an overview of digital marketing, web evolution, but also gives a future of digital marketing. We've been provided with a big pictures with content close to our daily life. Very impressive. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Law.
Yeah, most of the above information is covered in EIA Bachelor of Marketing course units, like Digital Media Marketing Unit, Advertising Management Unit, Social Media Management Unit. So we would sincerely invite students who interested in digital marketing and marketing analysis to come to our classroom and study with us. As we have mentioned, today's workshop is the first one of EIA Social Media Workshop Series. We will have further 2 workshops scheduled on every Tuesday, 3:30 p.m. Melbourne time from this week. In next Tuesday, we will have Mrs. Natalie Obrim, who is a leading industry figure, to give us a presentation on developing loyal customers and attaining strong market positioning. In the week after next, EIA course coordinator, Associate Professor Peter Vitatus will bring us the presentation in the topic of informing social media design through digital marketing tools. So please secure your time for the following workshops. We are looking forward to seeing you then. And in addition to the above, next Monday, 11 a.m., we will have our EIA Virtual Open Day. You can see the live stream on EIA social media platforms. Or you want to know about EIA, our course, our campus, our student support, our career center, and how we guarantee internship for every student will be introduced. Please do not miss it. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Professor Dicky Shek. That's all of today's workshop. Hope everyone enjoyed it. See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor Shek, and thank you, Siding.
Thank you.
See you,
everyone. Bye.
See you next week.